Welcome back, boys and girls, and non-binary, you? To another rousing episode of History Gone Wrong. Today we travel back to a time before the United States was even a thing. Back to the world of wooden ships and guns that took longer than the entire runtime of Peter Jackson's King Kong to reload. That's right, it's the year 1492. And today, we are going to be looking at the story of Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus is the man who is credited for discovering the New World. With his crew of about 90 men, Christopher Columbus sailed the waves of the Atlantic to discover the New World. And he would, for better or for worse, discover the land of Cuba. Ergo, not the United States. Yes, as much as he's credited as being the original founder of the country, Columbus actually never once set foot in what would become the United States. He would land in Cuba, the Bahamas, and even parts of South America. Also, he wasn't trying to prove that the Earth was round. As a matter of fact, by 1492, it was generally believed by most people that the Earth was round, thanks to studies of the sun and moon. We even had a rough estimation of how big the Earth was at the time. Rather, instead, Columbus simply wanted to cash in on the spice trade, and by finding a new route to India and China, he figured he would be greatly rewarded. Basically, he wanted money. So today, we'll be looking at the movie called The Magic Voyage. Never heard of this movie. Is it any good?
Oh, it really gets to me. And you're getting to me too, really.
He's talking to his globe. No, wait a minute. He's talking to his little world. Now, he's kissing the little world.
Nope. Not happening. Nope. What the hell do you think you're doing? I'm sorry, I can't do this. What do you mean you can't do this? I'm sorry, I can't. Have you even seen this movie? Of course I've seen this movie. Why do you think I'm making a video about it? Now get your sorry ass back to your desk. No, I'm sorry. I refuse to talk about this movie. I cannot do it. My sanity can only take so much. Your sanity? I don't care about your sanity. I care that you do your damn job. Now you see here. No, you see here. Yo, come on. Yeah, history review ain't happening. This is one of those movies that just plain doesn't give a shit about real history. I mean, sure, Pocahontas and Balto have fictional elements to them, but you can at least see the real history in those stories. This movie, on the other hand, has fairies, tons of sexual innuendos, talking animals, and a fucking swarm lord thing that's just beyond comprehension. This movie is a great example of people who didn't care about the movie they were making because it's animated. It's only for kids, so basically, why bother giving a shit? Sounds like something Bob Chapek would have made.
Our fans and our audiences put their kids to bed at night after watching Pinocchio or Dumbo or Little Mermaid. They're probably not going to tune into another animated movie. They want something.
Boy, if you don't... Oops, too soon. Sorry about that. So yeah, because somebody is too chicken shit to go through this movie with me. Eat a dick. Go choke on a crumpet. I've decided to just review it normally. I'll discuss the history when it comes up, but frankly, considering what this movie is, I don't think it'll do much service. So The Magic Voyage is an animated movie about Christopher Columbus that was made from... Oh, fuck off! First Tarzan and now this? Just admit it, you're up for round 3, aren't ya? So yeah, this was originally a German-made movie about how Christopher Columbus discovered America. How fitting. Interestingly enough, there's actually 2 different English dubs of this movie. The first one is from a company called Atlas Film, while the second one is made by
Hemdale Film Corporation.
I was able to find both versions on YouTube, but the Atlas version is a rare copy, so the quality just isn't that good. Now, the question is, which one is the better dub? Well, it depends on what you're looking for. While the Heimdall version is better quality, the Atlas version is just plain more tolerable. That's because the Heimdall version is just ADHD, the movie. This is a movie that just has so much noise going on all the fucking time because, in case you couldn't tell, this is an animated film, and animated movies are for babies. I mean, it's not like kids actually need to think about what's on the screen, so just put as much unbearable noise in every frame you can just to keep them quiet.
What did he say?
Don't you just go here? No!
Yes, I found. Hey! Shut the fuck up!
Oh, it really gets to me. And you're...
This is disgusting!
This movie is insulting to the world of animation, because for every Magic Voyage that believes that just because it's for kids, that means it doesn't need effort, there's a Beauty and the Beast out there ready to prove it wrong. To the people who comment stuff like this, Jesus Christ, ask yourselves this: if it's just for kids, then why did these movies try? Why did they want to be good? I mean, was it just an accident? So, Beauty and the Beast being regarded as one of the greatest movies of all time was just a complete fluke? Is that what y'all are saying? Or how about How to Train Your Dragon? Or Encanto? Are these animated movies made for kids just also accidentally good? Because my goodness, animated movies made for kids seem to be accidentally good quite a lot, huh? So the movie is about a woodworm, which, fun fact, isn't actually a worm, it's a beetle larvae, who joins Christopher Columbus as he sails across the Atlantic to discover the New World. Why? Well, because he's horny, of course! Apparently there's this fairy named Marilyn who was kidnapped by this thing/person called the Swarm Lord, who wants the secret power of her light. Gee, sounds like a problem for Chris Hansen. Yeah, if you're expecting an explanation for any of that, then you should also expect for this movie to be super racially sensitive as well. Dude, why is one of the natives even whiter than Columbus? The fuck is that about? Again, because this movie is for kids, it doesn't bother to explain anything. Not the fairies, not the Swarm Lord. I mean, is it a person controlling the swarm? Is it like an Oogie Boogie situation where one bug is leading the charge? They refer to it as the Swarm Lord, so I assume maybe it's just a swarm that is also an entity in itself? But it has minions, so is there a boss? Is there a king or queen bug? Why does the swarm have a mustache? Why is that a question I'm asking? What is this light that he wants exactly? Why does he want it? I assume it's for evil bug stuff, but the movie doesn't even bother trying to explain it because why would it? Again, kids movie. Those kids movies that are actually good, they did it by accident. Not that any of it matters because we never even see any of those other fairies or their kingdom or anything. It's all pretty much pointless in a weird way. I say in a weird way because it's the main motivation for our main character Pico to go to the New World, also that he could eat her out like a Thanksgiving turkey. But if she's so crucial to the plot, then maybe actually explain just what the hell she even is.
I'm called Marilyn, Princess of the Kingdom of Moon Sprites.
Oh, she's a sprite. So is she a regular sprite or a cherry sprite? Seriously, who the fuck are you? Why are you hiding in a chandelier? Apparently that's her prison, but why doesn't she just fly out?
You're alone here. You could run away. Fly back home.
No, beyond the chandelier, it's dark, and I'm afraid.
Wow. You suck. Pico, you sure you want this bitch? She's making Thumbelina look like a girl boss. Thumbelina! The woman who was stranded all alone in the cold with no food, but it was someone who called her ugly that made her upset. She looks badass right now. What could you possibly see in this fairy? Okay, never mind, I see it now. Could have drawn her a longer skirt, Germany, but I see you, I see you. How old is this girl? I'm asking because in the Atlas dub, it's implied that Pico is a kid.
I used to be a bookworm. I sat up on the shelf. I read about exotic lands. I yearned to see myself.
I used to be a bookworm and sat upon the shelf. I read about exotic lands. I yearned to see myself.
Hey, these are pretty cool. I look stupid. Glad nobody can see me making a fool of myself.
Fat, thin, fat.
Hey! Hey, you stupid bird! Come here! Come on, I got something for you. Come on.
Hey, yeah. Huh? Come on, you stupid seagull. Moron.
I mean, he sounds like a kid, so I assume he's a kid. Also, woodworms are larvae, so all fingers are pointing to child. Hey, by the way, Germany, what is your age of consent?
What the fuck?
What the fuck, Germany? Even if the sprite isn't a minor, Pico definitely is. At least in the Atlas version. In the Heimdall version, he's voiced by Corey Feldman? What? Oh, come on, Corey. You were Donatello in the Ninja Turtles movie, for God's sake. Why would you sign onto a movie like this?
Oh, perhaps I can answer that.
Big Jack Films? Where the hell have you been? I haven't seen you since the Kong review I cameoed in. Also, why do you look like you're trapped in Stargate?
I've had my hands full in preparing for this goddamn war for about a year, but anyway, I can explain why Corey was actually in this movie.
Oh, please. It was probably something like lack of work or shits and giggles or...
Actually, he just did it for shits and giggles.
Why would you... Wait, I was right?
Yeah, meeting Corey at Fan Expo, I asked him about the movie, and he just took the check and ran. A little extra money under his belt, given he was still working on the Turtles movies at the time.
I think I swallowed a frog. I hope it wasn't an ancestor. Help, I'm a turtle and I can't get up.
Well, he knew the movie was bad, and he took it for what it was worth, and actually made friends with Dom DeLuise, and reflected having a good time with the late comedian regarding duetting the songs they were in.
Why would you ask him about this movie of all things?
Because I kinda like this movie?
What?
Yeah, I kinda grew up with a lot of obscure animated movies in the 90s. Magic Voyage, Princess and the Goblin, Felix the Cat, Tom and Jerry, Gumby the Movie. I rented a lot of crap back then.
Why do I get the feeling the Mighty Kong was on that list, Jack?
Good question for another time. I gotta run, RaisorBlade. Unit 205 ain't gonna find itself.
Oh, okay. Bye, Jack! Don't know what the fuck's going on with him, and frankly, I'm not sure I want to. Wait a minute, he liked this movie?! Yeah, so the Heimdall version is the one that most people know about. Originally, the film was called The Adventures of Pico and Columbus, but I guess they changed the name here in America since it just seemed too long to say. Along with Corey, they also managed to get Dom DeLuise on board, and since he was actually an Italian actor, you'd figure he'd actually be a good casting choice for Columbus, who was Italian as well.
What was what? That scream? Oh, that's different. If we ran over a fish...
Well, lad, it looks like you don't even have your sea legs.
Hogwash. You exaggerate. Venga, venga, venga. Arriba, 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 arriba. Arriba.
Shut the fuck up! Thank you.
No, of course not. Instead, he found a way to be even more annoying in this movie than he ever was as Jeremy in the Secret of Nim movies. Yeah, this movie is oddly very sexual. I'm not just talking about the occasional joke that'll go over the kid's head or anything. No, I'm talking straight up sex in both the Atlas and the Heimdall versions. There's this awkward scene where the Queen has the hots for Columbus and they discuss all of the things they do to each other. And I mean all of the things. Which is certainly better than what the native women would have to go through with him, which, not sure YouTube will let me talk about that, so let's just move on. There's an extended dream sequence which begins with Columbus literally jerking off in bed, and then he whips his dick out. Like, no cap, he's just whipping his dick out so he can scope out the super thick queen. This isn't a kid's movie. This is what they chose to focus on in this kid's movie. Well, I can't lie, it's definitely memorable, and fun fact, it's not even the last wet dream in this movie. Pico has one too. Granted, it's not as bad as Columbus's was, but he was still dreaming of that sprite and eating wood, whatever that means. Why are y'all dressed like that? I mean, I'm not judging or nothing. I'm just saying that I don't think you can get away with that kind of thing in this time period, that's all. What the fuck is that thing? Sure, he only shows up in like 2 or 3 shots in the movie, but that's clearly not a person. What the fuck?
Are you okay there, little fella?
Marilyn. Oh.
No, Bob the beaver.
You're not the beaver I came all this way for, but at this point, I'll take what I can get. Sometimes scenes are too fast and leave you wondering just what on earth happened. Backgrounds will be reused, making the characters either seem too big or too small. Character movements are stiff, and the lip sync is so bad, it actually makes you wish for death. Seriously, I don't know what the actors were told to do in the recording booth, but there were just so many instances in the Heimdall version where it sounds like the actors were told to just ad-lib, to just say whatever they feel like in the moment, even if it's completely random and has nothing to do with the movie. And I can prove this by comparing it to the Atlas version.
Alright, hey, get off him! Who is that? Leave me alone!
Oh, quick, let me out of here. Columbus!
This brings me back to the question I asked earlier. Which one is the better dub? And I said, it depends on what you're looking for. To me, while the Heimdall version has better casting overall, the Atlas version is the more tolerable one. There's just way less noise over this movie.
Surfing, pretty cool.
Stand still, you pesky little...
The characters don't talk as much when their mouths aren't moving like in the Heimdall version. Despite the lower quality of the Atlas dub, it just feels overall more professional. Like they actually took it seriously. And while it's still not good, mind you, I definitely take the Atlas dub over this obnoxious shit. Sometimes characters are introduced only to completely disappear later in the movie for no reason. Once Columbus lands on the New World, his entire crew is nowhere to be seen. I assume they're just staying on the boat, though I'm not sure exactly why they do that. There are these 3 rats on the boat who bully Pico, but then when they arrive in the New World, the leader of the rats disappears and is never brought up again. We never learn what happens to him either. He's just gone from the rest of the movie, replaced by this stupid beaver named Bob. Not that I care or even like the character that much, but it's just so weird that he completely disappears with no explanation. I guess if this movie has anything, it at least doesn't portray Columbus as a hero who discovered a new continent. Rather, instead, he's a bumbling moron who survives everything, unfortunately, through sheer dumb luck. Oh, and of course the natives were more than okay with giving Columbus all that gold. Why wouldn't they be? They should be happy he's there to change their lives forever.
You've stolen our idol, destroyed our sacred temple. You've made squishy with the swarm. How can we ever thank you?
Well, since you're not white like me, everything. Just everything. So yeah, the Magic Voyage is pretty fucking terrible. The animation is inconsistent, the characters are obnoxious, the tone is so inappropriate for who it's made for, and the songs, oh yeah, I forgot to talk about the songs, they all suck too. Admittedly, the Atlas dub's music is slightly better, but that's like saying Blood on the Dance Floor is better than Anita's Sin, so that's not saying much. And yet, despite everything I said, despite how utterly shit everything about this movie is, it's one of the funniest movies I've seen in years.
How did you
He fucking missed! Oh, an idiot. This movie is easily up there with movies like Cool Cat Saves the Kids in terms of just being so awful that you can't help but laugh at it. I had some friends watch this movie with me for my Let's Watch, and we all had an absolute ball watching and laughing at this movie. It's so damn good.
And I rest my case.
Yeah, sorry I just didn't do that much history in this history review, but I think this movie just isn't really worth it. It's so batshit insane that only an absolute nut job would actually take any of it seriously. So with that being said, never let Alex Jones watch this movie either. Not like he can afford it anymore. As terrible as it is, that's exactly why I actually recommend watching it. If only to have a good time at watching this movie just utterly fall apart from the moment it starts. It's so bad, you won't help but love it. At least it's better than what I have to talk about next. Jesus, it hasn't even been 2 months yet! The Nine Realms Season 4.
Is this what giving up feels like? I don't know, Tell me, have I lost my mind? Nowhere to go, so far from home. Is this what giving up feels like?